put something on here. Make sure the chat filters are good. All messages good. All right, we'll see if the peeps come on. See how we're going. Really just chilling right now. Chilling like a villain.
Yeah. Always put on background music and just don't have to mention the name.
Yeah, I did that once and it didn't matter.
As long as you're not
Yeah. Hey, baby. I'm live right now. I love you. Go get your brother to do it.
No. No. I just made them.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry. Sorry, y'all. Kids are going to bed right now. I just decided to go live and, speak to my peeps and everything. Oy. They're fine. Mama, you don't need to. Mama bear's going in and cracking the whip. Kids should be going to bed soon. They've been staying up way too late, so we're, yeah, fixing that. I go to work at 8 tomorrow instead of early, so I have the opportunity to go live without depriving myself of sleep. Also, as soon as I got home, I went to sleep for about 4 hours, so, I got some time on here and talk to my peeps. See how they doing. See how life's going. My spear's in the head of my freaking mask over there. Freaking, I never noticed that I did that, but it's kind of cool. Don't smoke cigarettes. They are bad for you, by the way. Cancer and whatnot. Also, they stink. I mean, cigarettes, they really do stink. I myself, I only smoke either outside or in my own bedroom, and I have an air filter in my room to kind of like negate like stuff. But yeah. And just like that, they're gone. Oh, lighting's bad, but it's also like my wife's. I'm in my room and my wife wants to go to sleep, so I'm not gonna like have overbearing light in here. I got my ring light on right now. Um, you know, it'll work. And I've been laying off the Mountain Dew and trying to drink more, semi healthier beverages. uh, oh, and my THC vape. I need to pull that out. What's up? How you doing? Pull out that vape. Smoke them if you got them, y'all. Oh goodness, that's embarrassing when your mom walks in. When me and Courtney first got together when we were 18, my mom literally my door wasn't locked and she came in and she was like, Courtney was embarrassed. She like covered up and everything, and she's like, you're 18, right? She's like, then you have nothing to be ashamed of. I got breakfast ready. Come on upstairs, and it embarrassed the piss out of my wife. It was my mother was not very discreet whenever it came to speaking the truth. She was no holds bar kind of mom. She was like right in the obvious open with things. She was like, "Well, breakfast is ready." She's like, "You're 18, right? Yeah, breakfast is ready. Come on upstairs." My mom, my mom was really good at just stating the obvious and embarrassing. It was like the first time Courtney actually came over to my house to stay the night. We were in a relationship, and my mom was just full on beast mode with the truth about it. And my wife was like, um, I don't know what to say. I was like, I guess we get dressed and go have breakfast. Let's go.
I sort of right in the bed, so I'm sorry, but I can't get it back when it's part of the bed now forever.
Oh, that sounds good.
I pushed it into the bed, and then I was playing with it, and then the cat.
Good. How about me? Oh, I'm good. I have the lighting kind of low because Courtney's trying to go to sleep, and you know that's how it goes. There you go. But that's a real girl. This was a hot dog. Oh no, I wasn't giving a comparative. I was just saying embarrassment's real, and it's a real thing, especially whenever mothers come in and catch you mid depravity. Yeah, this individual said, bro, my mom just caught me giving a Nathan's brand hot dog some sloppy and embarrassed. Man, I don't know what to do. And he was going beast mode on it too. SMH.
Is that bestiality or not?
Honestly, it would be necrophilia and bestiality at the same time. That's kind of gross. But you know what? To each their own. I'm not judging. I mean, I would say that could cause shock, you know, but, you know, yeah. To each their own, as they say. I just lost the cap to my Powerade. Oh, where'd my vape go? Smoke him if you got him. Yoda, what's up, man? Y'all give.
Yoda.
Oh, Courtney said hi. Oh, she's there. I don't know if you'll see her, to be honest. There she is. And there's Stella laying there being all cute, and there's the other puppers over there just and their big old we
The stash.
yeah, R.I.P. the stash. Honestly, it was giving I got free candy vibes, so I had to cut the stash. It just had to go. So I had to go full baby face again. Plus, where I work, we just had all the corporate managers and everybody come in, and I had to look fresh and clean for that. We're opening a new store, and honestly, that's everything's got to be, so R.I.P. Stash. Oh, he said hi to Cat. Yeah, in the name it's called corporate, meaning cooperate, and they don't seem to be the ones that are best at doing said cooperation. But it is what it is. They want to set their brand standards and everything and make sure everybody's compliant. I'm allowed to have a quarter inch of hair, but the mustache, like I said, it was giving off a little bit of what do I call it. Oh, by the way, I got approved for my my permanent from my insurance company, so they're finally gonna fix this messed up tooth right here. I mean, my teeth are already jangly and messed up. They're considering braces, and I'm 33. I don't want braces. I don't want to be that 33-year-old man with braces. I really don't want to. I've had these weird Nosferatu, vampire teeth my entire life. I've kind of grown accustomed to them, so I don't think I'm going with the braces. That's what it is. That's the permanent. Yeah. They did a root canal on that. They fixed these two up here and that one, and I have a couple in the back and stuff that they're going to replace and everything. These are just the temporary partials. The permanents are the ones that's going to be coming in on July 17th, I believe, is whenever I go in for my. Oh, yeah. So, I got to get you the pay stub so that we're good. Yeah. I guess no one's going to judge me for getting my teeth straight, but also I'm content with my mouth. I have a narrow face, so I'm going to have my teeth kind of like crammed up in there. And I don't mind the vampire teeth. I've always been like a goth kind of like, punk rocker kind of guy. So the vampire teeth kind of fit the motif of my like style. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Oh, smoke 'em if you got 'em. Strawberry cough still. I don't really puff on these like too crazy. I have epilepsy, so I only do it to kind of like dole down my nervous system so I can get a full night's sleep without waking up going, you know. So, mm. You know what they say? You got to cough to get off. Yeah. Tasty. Tasty. I smoke cigarettes, so every time I vape, it's like totally different. Like the vapor like hits different than like dry smoke. So. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh yeah, I got some missing. I might as well show you. I got some in the back missing. Right there. And these are a little offline. I got some of that area missing up here and here. I had 36 teeth and now I'm down to... Huh? Huh. Yeah, I'm like doing a full dental exam on my lab, right? That's weird. Y'all know I'm autistic. Give me a break. It is the Odd Thomas experiment. If I didn't do odd shit, it wouldn't really be canon, would it? So. I don't want to pull out the puppet because we have a puppet from a popular YouTube page and stuff, but you know, everybody likes to copyright these days, so I'm just going to keep that to myself. But it's a funny ass puppet. I'm pretty sure you guys might recognize where it comes from. His name's Jeffy. Has a pencil in his nose. I'll just say that. Ooh, goodness. Hmm? You cleaned out my vape? That's why it hit harder. Jesus, she's trying to kill me with this freaking... Well, they call it strawberry cough, I guess, for a reason. I mean, cough.
Just a little bit, just why I got the blue dart stuff in the bed.
Oh, our week was good. I've just been working nonstop. I'm gonna get hella overtime. I haven't had a day off since the beginning of the week, I think. And I'm gonna keep on working throughout probably this next week and a half, because as you open a store, you have to make sure all the processes are in place, everything's stocked properly, everybody knows we're training our crew and everything and making sure everybody knows what they're doing. You know, everybody's differently abled and has their capabilities, and we just got to work with them and try to, you know, move forward with our processes. It's a learning process. As long as you teach everybody the proper way to do it, don't let them do any shortcuts, and they build that habit, then everything will be great and we can beat our competition, you know. So we're, you know.
The mustache has become legendary.
Yeah, the mustache did become legend. The only reason I cut it was giving I got free candy vibes, and you know, I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't have the face for it.
Maybe one too many panel van jokes.
Yeah, there was a few too many panel van jokes, a few serial killer jokes. They're like, "Oh, you're a volunteer firefighter now. You might want to cut that hair on the top of your head." And I'm like, "No, I'm going bald, y'all. I got the huge forehead. If I cut my hair, it only makes it worse." Hi, Jack Black. Hi, Levi Jack. Hi, y'all. How y'all doing? Oh yeah, I am a manager, and I got the Surf State Proctor handbook to advance on that. I got about 3 months to practice. That was shift leader, manager. And then once I get past that process, I can work more towards assistant general manager and general manager, training manager, and all the other stuff that goes up through the line of, how, you go through a system. If I wanted to advance, I can. The more I advance, the more money I get. Actually, the way they say it, if I can become a general manager, they like let you have a car, like company car kind of thing. And it's like 80, what is it, 80, 85 K uh, a year. Yeah, 85K a year. Pretty good. And working your way up, you can get up to 6 figure, 7 figure, Yeah. It's what? No, not retail. It's food service. I'm not going to drop the name because, their brand standards don't always match up with me cussing and being. This is my YouTube page, so this is, my thing. But if I like drop their name, that's dropping, no nos out there that I shouldn't be doing. That's why I always take my shirts off whenever I'm wearing my uniform. Not out of the fact that it's out of respect for your business. They pay your check. You gotta, scratch their back. They scratch yours. That's how it goes. Blast Radius, welcome. That's a real face I ain't seen in a while. How's it going, bro? It's going pretty good. It's nice to see you guys, man. I wanted to go live because I already got about 4 hours of sleep after I got off work today. And I go in at 8 tomorrow, which is pretty late because I usually go in early. So, I feel like I can get enough sleep while also whipping out at least an hour, maybe 2 hours on a live, get to talk to my peeps, see how everything's going. Did y'all see my last short? It was Sheba. I was just doing that one trendy video, thicker than a Snicker, heavy like a Chevy. Come on, little mama, let me rub up on your belly thing. But it's with a cat. You just walk up to the cat and rub their belly and make fun of them because they're chubby. Yeah, that one's doing pretty good. It's already got what is it, 10, maybe 11 K views, maybe 100 or so likes and stuff. Some of the comments you can tell are bots and stuff, but aside from that, it's actually pretty nice. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be more about like the animals. I'm going to show more like cute animal videos and stuff like that. Like with Uguay, I'm going to go out and give him a bath because it's been hot out lately with the hose, and I'm going to play the song "Don't Drop That," and with, layer that with the video of him, because when Uguay gets baths or you give him shell rubs, he always shakes his butt. So I think that would be a cute way to go about that too. Also, there's a story from God of War Ragnarok that I like. It's like a story that Atreus tells, or Kratos tells Atreus about an old man chopping wood. And I'm trying to make a video about that because you guys know I like splitting wood, carrying logs, doing stuff like that for my mental health, and also collecting firewood. I'm working on something on that, so I'm going to try to throw that one out. If it catches, not, y'all check it out, see how that goes. My guy. Hey, what's up? How are you doing, guys? Blast Radius, pretty good. Hey, good to see you too. Courtney's over here. I don't know if you can see her past my ring light, but she's right there, and all the puppies and kitties are here harassing us for attention. Here's Toki. Hi, mister. Here, let's have Toki come say hi. He's the blue Russian mixed with tabby. So he's kind of got like short ears, the grayer, like bluish tint to him. Hi, baby. He loves being pet, but he's also a bit of a turd. He will scratch like the living hell out of you. But he's a good cat. He's a good mister. But yeah, I think if I do more animal based videos and stuff, those are pretty trendy and stuff. And I can do my motivational stuff too. But, animals have a weird way of brightening people's day, especially cute cat videos and cute puppy videos. And we have a tortoise too, so we can implement that as well. Yeah. you can you can kind of tell because there's like cliche like NPC things going on where they like say the same thing, and when you respond to them it's not like a normal human interaction. You can tell the difference with bots and you know actual existing people. I just look at their page and see what's posted and stuff. If I see a real person doing real things, I know it's not a bot. If it's just somebody reposting like random stuff that they saw and just adding subtitles and stuff, not even adding their own videos or anything like that of any creativity, that's more than likely a bot. Somebody just, yeah. No, the dogs and cats sleep together. They get along. My wife is a animal trainer. She's more of a reptile expert, but she also understands canines, cats. Works with skunks, raccoons, possums, everything. She's worked with them all because she just loves animals so much. She wanted to become a veterinarian, but then she realized that that would just entail that she sees all the sick and dying ones, and that would just break her heart. She has a soft spot in her heart for animals, and the last thing she needs is to depress herself with that kind of profession. So we did run a rescue in Myrtle Beach for pit bulls. And after a while there, that kind of got a little depressing too, because there was a lot of people that were fighting dogs. These poor dogs would have like pit bulls typically come with defects because people inbreed them and stuff like that to keep it pure and all that. And they just use them as a dollar sign to sell because a purebred pit bull makes a decent amount of money, but people go to very unethical links to make that happen. And it was sad running that rescue because there are some babies that you just feel so bad for. I mean, if you pit bulls get a really bad name, and to be honest, it's how you treat them as to how the outcome of their behavior is. And most people say, "Oh, pit bulls are just so dangerous and scary." It's like, yeah, if you're dangerous and scary, they're probably going to reflect your behavior. You know, they're very susceptible to their family. And as I believe that animals like dogs and cats, all that, they're your family. They're not your pets. They're there with you the whole time. They help you with affection. They love you. Of course, they're not as capable as human beings, but like mentally, but emotionally and loyally, I think animals surpass us in that department like by a long shot. So, you know, animals are the best. Talk about fine skincare with that baby face, right? I got a baby face. I look like I'm 18 again or something. I don't know. When I have like my facial hair, it has specks of gray and stuff like that. Then you can tell how old I am. But whenever I put my hair down and hide my bald spots and stuff like that, and I just shave my baby face, I look like I'm at least in my early 20s or something. But I'm 33. I got to accept that I'm getting old. Comes with age, stress, and a myriad of other issues. Whenever I was addicted to drugs and all that, and got clean, and, you know.
The other one's no good when it gets along with everybody.
Yeah, the dogs and cats, they literally get along with Uguay like just fine. Whenever he was inside the house for the winter, because we didn't have his enclosure yet, before you guys might remember, um, literally they just hung around him. Sometimes the cats would sit on his back for a ride, like because cats are lazy and they're also assholes too. But we love them all the same. Oh, and to everybody, I am trying my best to drink more Powerade and water to stay hydrated because I am way more busy. After I get off work from my food place that I work, I have to chop wood and everything else, and it's excruciating. And if you, especially in this heat wave we've been having. It's been over 100 degrees for at least 5 days. And when the rain did come, it came for like such a short period of time, just enough to like give you hope, and then it went away just as quick as it came.
Somebody is requesting a thing of
Oh, what? God dang it, Bobby. What did I tell you about putting your dick in the vacuum cleaner? Listen, son, I know the temptation of being sucked and fucked by a Dyson vacuum cleaner sounds appealing, but you can't be doing that to such fine craftsmanship. Yep, 33 is still young. But like I said before, mileage is a thing too, you know. Whenever I was addicted to drugs, I would literally pop pills and drink alcohol. Like I would take benzos and pain pills and then drink alcohol on top of that while also doing a myriad of other drugs. And it was so damaging to my body that even though I've been sober for 4 years, I can feel the effects. So I'm not saying I'm old, but I definitely did some damage to my, system. So I probably should stop calling myself old though, because that's building a mental habit of believing so. It's the same as depression, destroying your self-worth. If you tell yourself something enough times, your brain will believe it. It really will. The brain is really complex and awesome, but it's also really stupid at the same time. And if you tell yourself, I'm not worth it, I'm not good enough, oh, I suck at this, I'm stupid. You say stuff like that, and your brain believes it. You have to convince yourself that you got this. In the morning, if you brush your teeth with your left hand, just switch it to your right hand. Look at yourself in the mirror while you're brushing your teeth and tell yourself, you got this. You're trying your best. Failure is just opportunities, things like that. I've been trying to work on my mental health and trying to be more positive towards myself, because I do definitely have some depressive spells that I need to break through. Yep, the mind is weird, most definitely. Yep. Yeah, almost middle age. Well, honestly, I would be considered old like about like 1,500, 2,000 years ago. This probably would have been about the time you started getting leprosy and, all that other fun stuff that came with the lack of antibiotics. Bumbaclot, I am so glad that we finally got on here together at the right time. That's why I was hopeful. I was like, this seems like the best timing for this. And, I go to work at 8 tomorrow, which usually I go in really early. So I have time, and I got a nice 4 hours of sleep after I got off work today. So, I owe it to you guys to have a nice conversation. I'm glad we finally got on here live without you missing it. So how you doing, my friend? Bumbaclot, do you want to be a mod? Because you've been with me for a while, brother. I just got to be honest. Like, you seem like you have well deserved your modhood way a long time ago, unless you're not really interested. But you've definitely earned it, my friend. You're alive? Well, sometimes we just got to do what we can with what we got. And being alive is the first step, just recognizing, hey, I'm here. Things might not be going great. Things might be going terrible. But holding on, as what's his name? Bar None Dude. I like following him on YouTube. He says you're not allowed to quit, and love him. I actually want to get one of his merch hats. I'm not going to talk about him too much because, but he's cool, dude. I like him. All the more reason to take care. Yep, I'm alive. I mean, if you're okay with it, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, sir, it is time to upgrade you to the level of a very powerful and wonderful position. On this day, Bumbaclot Goggins, you have been gifted the right, the honor, and the privilege to become a few that I trust to hold the Odd Thomas Experiment standards on this channel. And with that, I say, good job. At ease, soldier. I want some King Diamond brand shirts. Welcome to Scientology. Oh, right. You're not getting out. It's a life of servitude. No, it ain't like that. No, it's laid back. We're laid back. We let people express themselves, express their minds. But there's always that one douche canoe cuck douchebag that's on here that, like, is overbearing. So I have mods for people that just like kill the vibe. You know what I mean? But other than that, most things are funny. Trust me, I have a huge forehead. There's many things to make fun about, and we keep it cool here, but we also keep it real as well. So, no, you're welcome, my friend. Welcome to the crew. Pork milk. Oh yeah, I want some kind of diamond brand shirts. Blast Radius. Honestly, Blast Radius has been here for a minute too. And Jack Black as well, but I don't really talk to Jack Black as much because sometimes he comes on, sometimes, it just depends on the day. And I don't really go live anymore, and so many of my lives disappeared that my memory is like shot and I forget. But certain people have been sticking with me like since the get-go, and I'm surprised because I have imposter syndrome. I don't feel like I deserve this. I don't feel like I've earned it. And, so, but my ADHD and my imposter syndrome, there's a, bit of a, disconnect, a little impotence on my part. But dude has to buy an extra seat on the airplane for his forehead. You're probably not lying. You'd be surprised how many times I butt heads with people with this Rocky Dennis from Mask looking ass face. I'm surprised my wife is with me, but there's probably some reasons, Gonna hold out the vulgarity. Wait, I cuss on here all the time. Here, this is my page, but I also have a coworker that seems to either be not trolling, but like surveying my page, and I try to like behave myself the best I can, but I'm a human being. Human beings cuss and talk shit. That would be. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go watch that when it comes out. Growing up, that was one of the goats, one of the best shows to watch. Aqua Teen Hunger Force was pretty cool too. But King of the Hill, it has some weird, like, it's boring kind of like at first because they're all like really odd and cringy, but then out of nowhere they say some really off the wall shit and it like hooks you just enough to like want to watch it. But it has this weird, like, especially with Hank because he's such a stiff and a straight edge dude, minus the beer. But yeah, Texas. Laotian the Ocean. Remember that one guy, not Khan, but his like coworker, or like the dude that he looked up to, Wasana-san, the dad or whatever, I believe. And he's like, consider the appearance of a banana. It is yellow on the outside, yet white on the inside. We are blending in with this culture because we have more in common than you think, Khan. I love the show. King of the Hill is best. Hmm? Hmm? Wait, where? What?
You just said the name.
Oh, copyright. I think, yeah, I think saying the name and appreciating it's good as long as I don't like play it in the background. Oh, she's just messing with me. All right. Ted Wisconsin. I remember when Congo's in the bedroom and stuff when, Bobby's in there like with his shirt off or whatever amongst their little sleepover. And he's like, I heard about what you did to Chain Wisconsin, and I am very upset. But then I heard about what you did to your dad. Very funny. So I am conflicted. Dude, I love the whole thing. It's chef's kiss. Good classic, I always like watching Adult Swim, growing up. I'm a early 90s baby, so I got into it early and then slowly watched it evolve with everything like Squidbillies, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, stuff like that. There were definitely some weird ones too, like Tim and Eric, and if I keep going down the list, I might actually get copyright, but good shows, Beavis and Butthead was your favorite. Same creator, I believe, too, for King of the Hill and all that. Oh, Bumble Club. I need to. I don't have my glasses. Since this incident, I have witnessed air defense operations live before my eyes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Honestly, if it's what I believe you're talking about, yeah, there's the world's definitely become a hostile place. It's definitely a lot of tension building up amongst all nations. So I just wish for the best for my people. I don't want anybody to be hurt, Military does what it does, and I respect military from all places in the world. They're just fighting for what they believe in, but radical people, hurtful people, governments that are corrupt, that's humanity, to be honest, in a bubble. Oh, the Oblongs. Yeah, like that. That was a weird show, but it had Will Ferrell in it, Yeah, it was interesting. Or an average Alabama family. Remember Squidbillies? That was like based in Georgia. I like Squidbillies. That was one of my favorite too. I also like Metalocalypse because they were just so like chill, but also metal at the same time, and it was all basically just like a goof, but it was also like pretty brutal at points too. I liked watching it. Brandon Small, the guy that created that, actually also made home movies before that, I believe. Huh? It's called a grocery store, you douchebag. I'm sorry about douchebag. I got low blood sugar. I love Pickles. Pickles was cool. And I like Nathan Explosion, too. Murder Face was just like a spaz and an attention horror and all that stuff. And Toki was just traumatized from his life in Norway. And Squiscar was also traumatized by his life in Sweden because his mom was like the hoiest of hoes of all whoredom. The world is just like, it's like there's a group of people throughout a bunch of governments and stuff like that all colluding together to keep the people fighting with each other instead of uniting together, because they're just fighting over money. They're fighting over their interests, and they're throwing us into the fire. There was a there was a statement from the movie Troy. I think Brad Pitt. He said, to watch a king fight his own fights, that would be a sight, wouldn't it? Yeah. Like, the way I see it, is instead of sending so many people to die, just get these world leaders to duke it out in a boxing ring, or hell, if they're bad enough, let them fight to the death. Give them a sword, put them in a gladiator ring. Save so much bloodshed, and those countries can resolve their horseshit issues by having the leaders actually duke it out instead of sending, their soldiers and people to the fire. What was it, Lamb of God? I like one of their songs. The quotes was, "Send the children to the fire, sons and daughters stack the pyre, stoke the flame of the empire, live to lie another day, face off hypocrisy, raping democracy, apocalyptic, we count the days." I Such poetry. It's metal, but I'm not going to name the name, but it very strong, very strong lyrics. Speaking about how it's some of it's ironic and some of it's direct. It's basically just saying how hypocritical our nations are. They'll send us. They make sure that we're live babies so that we can grow up to be dead soldiers and stuff instead of the countries actually fighting their own battles like they should be. Like the leaders, like let's see these leaders actually duke it out and deal with their issues. If we're going to use violence to deal with our issues, have the world leaders do it. Don't send millions out there to die. Have the world leaders, duke it out so you can actually hold their ground. Then we might actually pick leaders with a little bit of more moral fortitude and physical strength. You know what I mean? Just a thought. I've always thought that way. I was like, if we had the leaders fucking duke it out, we wouldn't have to kill all our soldiers and all that unless it's absolutely necessary, because sometimes countries suck. I mean, we have quite a few of them that suck to this day, you know. So. Though I am a bit depressed that I'm out of Mountain Dew. I do like the taste of it. I'm trying to be more healthy, drinking, healthier drinks. But to be honest, it's getting a bit hard. I got so used to drinking Mountain Dew all the time; it was just my favorite. Right now, I'm drinking a Powerade, but I don't think I'm gonna survive tonight. I think I'm gonna need a little Ricky Bobby in my life. You know, got to be all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Oh, I'm sorry. My wife's sleepy, so that's why I turned off the big light. There was a big light going on. I had to turn it off, and I'm just using the ring light right now. So I need to get a pretty cool spear. I'm wanting to get the one from God of War that he got in Ragnarok. The one, yeah, I want to get that one. That would be pretty cool. Or just Spartan spear in general. I just like the way they made them. But they probably cost a pretty penny if you actually want authentic and actually useful, Spartan spear. So we'll see. Any new ghost stories? Cats keep meowing at stuff that's not there. Dogs keep barking in the corners of random rooms and stuff like that. I've been trying to avoid the ghost kind of stuff because back whenever I used to do more ghost hunting and stuff when I was younger and stuff, I was always messed up on drugs, and I kind of associated that with like getting away from the fear of it. I would always like get drunk when I used to drink, and so I wouldn't feel any fear, and I would just go into random ass places and just like I would go urban exploring. I would go to old prisons and stuff, places that were supposed to be haunted. And I used to have fun with that all the time. Me and my older brother actually wanted to start our own ghost hunting thing because we used to watch, ghost hunters and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm not really, I don't know. I like Halloween. Like Halloween's every day to me. If I can find a way to dress up in something creepy, it's just fun for me because I've always been a metalhead and alternative rock kind of guy. So, you know. I like watching smoke. Like I don't know if you can even catch it on camera, but I like watching the smoke twist and disappear. Sometimes you get like smoke rings and stuff. Smoking's bad for you, of course, but skinwalkers, we've definitely seen some interesting looking creatures going through the woods, and we're like, that's not a deer, that's not a bear, it's not a dog. I don't know what it is. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna walk the other way. But no, I mean, no attacks, no like close calls or anything. But there's definitely moments where the birds stop chirping, and the forest seems like a pin could drop, and you could just hear the pin drop. Pretty scary moments, but also a lot of Ohio is built on Native American burial sites and burial mounds and stuff. So, you know, that's always a possibility, not just in this house, but in the area where we live, you know. Sorry, the smoke's getting to my throat. Mm. No, but work going well. Having our store open, we had all the corporate trainers and director of operations, all that other stuff come in, make sure everybody's doing things correctly, and we should be opening on Sunday, and it's going to be fun. I'm really excited. We have a very strong team. We're all different in our own ways, but the point is to put people in their strong places, work together as a team to get the best we can. I think we can. I think we can annihilate the competition as we go, as far as our drive through time, stuff like that. You know, we're good. Got myself up into management and working my way up to try to expand my career after a couple months of, showing that I do well in this position. That's how it goes. It's a process. So happy about that. Courtney's also in management now. We're making a bit more money, and we're trying to just save that money up. The whole reason I got the Proctor thing, so within at least 3 to 5 years, we can basically actually travel, and I can just work and go to different places, different food establishments, and I can train their managers to become Surf Safe certified. That's what a proctor is basically the one that facilitates the environment to allow somebody to take the Surf Safe without breaking any legal issues and so on and so forth, making sure they do it properly. And I'm looking forward to that because the handbook's pretty, straightforward for me. I'm really good at memorizing information. I'm weird about that. If anything, my autism's giving me, it's a photographic memory. So, you know, Mama. Oh no, she's seated. Never mind. A silver knife would do it. Oh goodness. So, Bumma Class, since you weren't on before, I know I've shown you this knife before, but it's still holding itself up. It's the obsidian blade with the deer femur and pine sap. With you bind it with natural fibers and everything. It's pretty old. It's actually authentic Native American. It's artifact here from Ohio. It's I love it. Obsidian is sharp. This thing's sharper than some of my sharpest frickin' Damascus and steel and titanium blades and stuff. It's pretty sharp. No, food truck would just like keep us like bound to one place. Me and Courtney like to travel, so what we were doing is me becoming a surf safe proctor would allow me to go around to anywhere around the country and teach people how to become surf safe managers, and I can do that myself privately, and that would be within 3 to 5 years if I can't find a way to advance myself in the company I'm currently working with, and it would really help me and Courtney set that off. Our kids are getting older; we're able to actually do this, the right way. and everything, making sure that the kids still do their schooling and everything, make sure that, they, know how to take care of themselves without, needing too much parental supervision. Caden's getting older. I'm really proud of him. He's a good big brother. His sister's maturing really well too. I'm really proud of my kids. They're the best. And between Courtney and the kids both, I couldn't be a prouder father. So, but that being said, me and Courtney love traveling. We love nature. We want to be able to do that and to be able to have a job where I can actually go and travel to different places and give people their surf safe manager tests and stuff like that. That's great. It's honestly an aspiration of mine. I've had it for a while, and I feel very confident with the handbook that I've been learning. And it's, you know, it's looking good. Oh, frick. Yeah, I've been working in the food industry, and I just don't want to build the habit of being cussing too much. I cuss online. I cuss at home, not so much around the kids and stuff. But I'm trying to clean up my language a bit. Be more professional because as a manager, you have to hold yourself to a standard so your crew sees what that standard is. If you look like you don't care or don't want to do things by standard, people follow your lead. There's two types of managers. There's bosses and there's leaders. I'm hands on. I help. I don't ask anybody to do anything that I'm not willing to do myself. I think that that's the best way to go about that because it helps build rapport with your crew, and also it allows people to see that you are doing it right, so they follow that lead. You know. Oh yeah, scalping the enemies, obsidian blades. Seriously, like scalping, they got that down to an art. The natives did. It's yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, and welcome to the chat, everybody. There's going to be people that come and go, and I have to keep up with it. I'm not wearing my glasses, so it takes me a second. I got to like put my big forehead in the screen so you guys can get a wonderful idea of how huge my forehead is. I can fit one more finger up there, so I got a six head. It ain't a forehead; it's a six head. So I accept my fate there. But Uh, throughout the United States, we love mountains, we love waterfalls, we love all kinds of national forests and stuff. We want to go through, want to camp ourselves, because we're outdoorsy and really naturey. And it's also a good experience for the kids, like during the summers and stuff. We want to be able to do that more. Right now, since I'm stuck in a food establishment place for now, as is Courtney, as I'm become a surf safe proctor and become more confident in my ability to do so, I will, be able to do that. We'll be able to travel, and it'll be great. Honestly, there's so many things you can do in this world. You just gotta go look for it and apply yourself and make that your goal. And when you accomplish it, you'll be surprised how different your life will be. Just getting out of the same old professions, because staying in food industry, that's something people either do for the rest of their lives or they use it as a stepping stone and a learning process. And I always think there's always opportunities in life to grow. We never stop learning until the day we die. None of us, not a single one of us. So I'm wanting to always strive to be better, not only as a father or a husband, but also as a coworker, a fellow human being, and a friend as well. you know Not Iran for sure. Yeah, no. There's places in India we want to visit, but I don't also want to die from dysentery from certain street food and stuff. And that's not a joke. So, there is issues with severe diarrhea and stuff because of the excess amount of spices. Plus, whenever you're used to eating certain food in a country and you go somewhere else and eat something totally different, it's a shock to your stomach. It is. Doesn't matter where you go, you know. So, Puerto Rico. Yeah, you don't need a passport to go there. That's not, yeah, me and Courtney were thinking about quite a few places that we would be able to travel. There's so many beautiful places in this world. We're going to start with the U.S. because as a surf safe proctor, whenever I get that, I would be training managers in the food industry to become surf safe, and that pays good money after I facilitate my own program everything and work with different companies, sign on with contracts and stuff. And, you know, that kind of travel would be good for our mental health and all that. It's everything comes in steps, y'all. Step by step, day by day, we just try to do our best. Even if it's baby steps, you're moving forward, you know. So we getting it. We're in it. We're in it to win it. That's it. So, you know. By the way, this is a shadow. I got that tooth. It's just that's a partial, and I got approved for permanent uh, dental implant, and these are already replaced right here. They're not too pretty. I need to get whitened and everything. And they're talking about straightening my teeth with braces, but I'm 33. I can't do it. I just can't. Got to be honest. Braces, I should have done a long time ago. You know, I'm a bit too old for braces now. If y'all can't, well, y'all know me. I have ADHD. I have a terrible way of staying on subject. You know, it's just who I am. Uh, you spear. I can't wait till I get a new spear that's actually versatile. That's a display spear. I mean, it's very well put together, but it's um, it's definitely not for practical and tactical use. So I I'm wanting to get one of those and a Leviathan axe from God of War Ragnarok because badass, you know. So I don't want to get Mjolnir like the hammer. I'm not really a Thor guy. I'm more of a Kratos guy. He's kind of, I like games, so. Blades of Chaos. That would be second in line. I want to get the Leviathan axe first because I chop wood and stuff, and I've become more accustomed using an axe, and I want to see, what fun I can have with some fruit being thrown at me, and I cut it in half, give it some practice and stuff. I'm not going to use. It's going to be a hand forged Leviathan axe with like runes carved in it and everything. The handle, everything's going to be like perfect. And I'm not going to use that chopping wood. I'm just going to keep using my felling axe and the maul for splitting and all that. Also the chainsaw as well. So the Sword of Olympus. I assume that bitch would cost some money. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to spend all my money while we're trying to build our prospects and for our future. Somebody said a dirty word. I do got a big ass forehead. Yes. Welcome, Zach Smith. This is an absolute fact of the matter. Like, it must be windy out because my hair blew back. Like, mad, dude. Look, like, once my hair is actually freaking keeps balding, I'm gonna end up looking like George Carlin, like without a doubt. I don't have the yarmulke, but the widow's peak is receding with the fierceness. Right now, I've shaved baby face, but I think I'm getting a lot more hair on my face. So I shaved it off baby face, but I get the full on, hillbilly beard going on. You know. hmm Final Fantasy type shit. Exactly. Yeah. There's so many different games I want to get the swords from. I want to get the double broadswords for what Zuko had in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I want to get those double broadswords. That's cool. I already got the mask. Wait, I don't know if y'all can even see it, but there he is. That's the blue spirit mask from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Sorry, y'all. My room, I tear up my wallpaper. I don't care about my room as much. I do want to decorate and get posters and stuff. Y'all see that weird cross on the wall too, right? This was my daughter's room before it was our room, and my daughter loves Jesus, and she drew crosses all over the wall. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Looks creepy, but it's cute. Yep, energy sword from Halo. Yep. So many games, man. There's on Mortal Kombat, Quan Chi. Remember Quan Chi? He had some pretty cool swords too. There's Baraka. He had those blades coming out of the top of his arm thing right there. I've seen some of those online where they have like it shoots out just like that. Yeah, you have to strap it to your arm, sort of like a wrist cover that like Vikings and stuff will wear. Yeah, it it's pretty cool. I think that would be badass to get Baraka blades too. There's so many out there, and there's only so much lifetime we all have. We gotta get them cool swords while we can, especially if we're nerds. You know, Katara fan blades. Yep, Katana. Her name was Katana. I said Katara, like Sokka's sister. Jesus. There's a lot that we could do. Courtney's also a nerd, so she's got her favorite blades and stuff. I was gonna get I was gonna get her two swords that Thrud had on God of War. Those two swords that she had, they were pretty badass. I think she would like them. Still got my fucking still got my fucking throwing knives and everything. I'm slowly reaccumulating them because I use random target practice everywhere, outside, all that. I'm a tired boy. I'm the tiredest boy. But I got like 4 hours of sleep after I got off work today at around like 4. And I went in early, but I got off at 4 in the afternoon. About 10 hours of work. Yeah. So, yep. Still got all my swords and stuff. I got this mace. I got this mason cane. It has the that right there, and it's a cane, and it comes with a sword on the inside. It's not really too strong or versatile. It's kind of cheap, but I thought it was cool when I got it. It has about that long of a blade, and it has the you know the mason symbol on it. Kind of nice. I like it. got some cool stuff. I still got my Oogway from Kung Fu Panda stick. I used it to prop up our upper storage area on our closet. And I also had the other one that we actually took our time with. We forget the one that it came from. I think it was willow or something. And we carved it to basically look like a pair of deer antlers. And we had like a black stripe like going through all the way at the bottom, and I carved like a deer hoof at the bottom and painted it black, and it looks really cool. We stained it, we did everything properly. It's a hell of a staff. It's one of my favorites. It's in the mud room, as we call it, or our front porch, or enclosed front porch area before you actually come inside the house or whatever. Dude, I'm like a kid. Like, whenever we were younger and we had that one friend that had to show you off all his toys as you like came inside the house, that's me. I'm still a kid at heart, I guess. I'm only 33, so that's why, I'm old, but I'm not old. My body feels old, but I got the spirit of I still got a spirit of early 20s, So. Plus, I'm sober now, and I'm not bogged down by all the poison and stuff, and it's not like a chore just to exist anymore. So that's also good. So, still smoke, though. Oh, well, thank you. What do the Masons talk about in their lodge? You can't divulge secrets and stuff. I was an entry level Mason, and then I got in trouble, and they kicked me out. I'm not a Mason myself, anymore. As far as the rings are concerned, don't want to wear it around if I'm not part of the Brotherhood. They do a lot of community service and stuff. Not all Masons are this secret society like planning against the rest of the world and stuff. Most Masons are just community of men come together and work together to make things better. St. Jude's Hospital, places like that, donations, helping others around the best they can. But they also help themselves. Obviously they're a brotherhood. But, there's so many misconceptions with different lodges and Mason lodges and stuff. There are secrets, obviously, and there's some shady stuff pretty much in every establishment. But I believe a majority of Masons actually have positive intentions in their heart. Oh, well, thank you. Welcome to the chat. You seem nice. Yeah, I was showing my Mason cane. It's got a sword on the inside. It's really nice. Little rubber stopper at the bottom so you actually can walk with it and everything. It's nice. Whenever I was younger, I was an entry level. I did get a ring. I still have it. I just don't wear it because I'm no longer myself a part of the Brotherhood of the Masonic Lodge, and that was down in South Carolina, and I'm in Ohio now. So, I'm not going to rep something that I'm not currently working with. But I do love community service. Like, we'll help the elderly and people that can't help get things that they need. We'll bring them food. Like, if they're like shut-ins, we'll do, stuff like that. We're in a small town, and doing good things not only is good for them, it's good for your soul. It's good for, paying penance to past mistakes and stuff like that. I like to chop wood. So if there's an old lady or whatever, or old man or somebody that has a trouble getting the trees off their property, I'll do it for free. I just want the free wood, and I do it all the time. And honestly, it helps me with firewood. It helps me lower my power bill in the winter because I can run the fireplace in the front, in the living room. Our house was built in 1904, so we still got some of the old fixings. If you can't tell, we got some. Here, I'll show you. We got some, old architecture and stuff like that. Really nice oak or mahogany, freaking frames and stuff. So I like old houses. They just have a different feel to them. They have. I guess, history to tell, and also pretty awesome. Walking through our house, it almost seems like the frames that you would see in a courthouse or something, like a really old courthouse. I'm digging it. I think it's cool. Hi, not Zorro. I do remember you. Welcome back, my friend. Oh yeah, that was a haunted prison in West Virginia. We went there. I went there with my son. I had other videos where I had some like activity happening in the house and stuff was like dropping, off counters and stuff. Countertops were opening and closing and stuff. That happens. It's an old house. A lot of people have come and gone, since then, and I myself believe that there are things that we can't explain, and I try to live with peace with it. But mainly, my content's about like inspiration, showing off the animals, things like that. Sometimes I do a few like trendy, like little cute videos and stuff like that. But uh, I might start a second channel for like ghost stuff, like ghost related stuff, urban exploring and stuff like that. Or maybe there's ways I can section off this page into different like things. Yeah, because I can do that, and I can just refer to you guys. I can put it in the description, my second page and stuff. You guys can check that out. And show a little ghost hunting. I don't sit there and just go, "What was that? What was that?" No, I look around for actual like poltergeist kind of activity where stuff moves around without explanation. You go into a room that should be perfectly warm and you feel ice cold because something in there, is sucking the energy out of the room. I don't know. Call me superstitious, but I was raised in the South, and I believe that stuff. That's been a long time. That's one person that I haven't seen in a long time, Alan, and CDP as well. It's been a minute. Miss Gloria never came back either, and I'm worried about him. Miss Gloria was dealing with some demons and stuff, and to be honest, I hope they're all well. And I haven't been going live much, so it's also hard to see them as well. So it would be, I'm going to keep going live, and hopefully we can start seeing our old peeps come back. But we're all we're all in this together. Yeah, I remember CDP. Yep. In Louisiana, I believe it. People make fun of me for my teeth and stuff, but I get a lot of sunlight, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. But I myself have never encountered a vampire, but I have encountered, cryptid kind of creatures and stuff like that that did not make any sense. I'm like, that's not a bear, that's not a deer, that's not a wolf, that's not a fox, that's not a bobcat. I know, there's some weird stuff out there. We don't really explore our forests like we say we do, you know. Oh yeah, that prison was really ominous. The one of the prison doors kept opening and slamming and stuff. There was some stuff that went down there while we were exploring, and it was the Moundsville State Reformatory in West Virginia. I believe it was like it's a haunted prison. It's pretty interesting to go. It was me and Caden were together, and Ivy and her mom were together. We were exploring, going through, and stuff like that. Following all safety precautions, everything, so on and so forth. We wanted to have a family little haunted, expedition. It was kind of nice. My son just thought it was cool. Like the entire time, he's like, "Look at this! Oh, this was a prison. That toilet's nasty. Oh, look, it's all rusty in here." He's like, "Is that where the blood is?" I was like, "I don't know, son, but more than likely it was either a leak or yeah, probably. I don't know." And he's like, wow, prisons are scary. I was like, yeah, that's why we try to stay out of them. Whole point of if you get out of prison is to never go back. And the best point is to never go in there in the first place if you can help it. You know, prison's no joke. Really ain't. What time is it here in Ohio? It's 1 in the morning, 1:10. Well, y'all, I'm probably going to stick on here for another 15 minutes, but I will need to get some sleep because I do need to be up at 8 o'clock. We're opening a store. It's important. I'm a shift supervisor, leader, manager, essentially, at a food establishment, and we're building up our team. I'm working for 3 months to become a assistant general manager and then general manager, work my way up in the company, and then I am becoming a serve safe proctor, which means I can teach people how to get their serve safes. And by that time, me and Courtney can start traveling and actually fulfilling a lot of these dreams that we needed to fulfill. Right now, we're just saving money, keeping things right, and then once we do go start traveling, we're going to rent out this 4-bedroom house of ours, and you know, get ourselves a trailer, camper, something like that. Go around, explore, you know, nature, and I can go around in different places in the country and I can teach people, how to become a serve safe manager and all that other stuff. Hey, good night, Yoda. I also have a long day and it's been nice talking with you, brother. And I'm glad Bumba Clock came by too. And honestly, like I said, I'll cut it off at about an hour and 30 minutes. We're about an hour 16, we're an hour and 17 minutes in. Yep. Good night, Yoda. Love to your brother. Seabass. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Just sitting here chilling. Going live. Try to go live the best I can with the people. You know how we're doing. We communicate. We're a community here, and the more we communicate how everybody's doing, we can support each other through the hard times, and you know, boost each other up while we're worried about moving forward in life. If we have any, I like our community here. I think we built a hell of a community, and I love it here. Honestly, this is really cathartic for me, and I believe others as well. We get to, talk real shit. No, didn't move houses. This is just my bedroom. Same bedroom, same old freaking stuff, same old animals, all just chilling. Yeah, I'm just sitting in my recliner, sitting here by my closet and everything, and yeah, still same house. We are going to whenever I become the serve safe proctor and I'm able to travel and train people around the country to become serve safe managers. I'll have way more freedom. Then that's going to be 5 years. I want to stay with the food establishment I'm at right now while we're opening the store, training our crew, getting everything right. And, the more experience you get in the food industry, the more easier it is for you to understand the dynamics of how all that works and everything. And I've been in the food industry for about 13 years. So, 16, 15, 16 years, up into it. I think that's whenever we're going to start, moving around, and I can start just training people on how to get their safe manager certifications and everything. And I can travel that way. I can have my own business, and yeah, it's going well. We can rent out this house, go travel, get ourselves a nice camper and stuff like that, and finally live the dream life me and Courtney always wanted to live. So. Whew. Sorry if you hear a fan in the background. It's a air filter we got going on because so much pet hair in this house. It's, having a filter is nice to minimize that, especially when you work in the food industry. You gotta keep all that hair off of you and all that. So sorry about that. But sitting here chilling, my ring light is bright as fuck, but it's a pain in the butt to set the adjustments. And I'm not sure if you guys can see me anyway. I just dropped my cane. 1 second. Bop. Uh oh. Sorry. Volume down on the light. There we go. Perfect. That's perfect. A little more ambient, a little less sharpened in the face, you know what I mean? Smoking's bad for you guys. Don't smoke. Cigarettes are, they cause cancer. I need to slow down on those myself. So, but it's glad to see you all coming in here. It's been wonderful. And I am telling you guys that I will be leaving in about 10 minutes off of the live because I have to be at work, fairly early. Not as early as it has been, though. Yep, I was Michael Myers for Halloween. And this year, I'm thinking about maybe I got a few ideas about what I'm going to be for Halloween. Probably try to get one of those like bald cap things or whatever, and maybe dress up as Conquest, or maybe General Krieg from Invincible. One of my I like Invincible. It's pretty cool. So I might grow another mustache, after that and see. I grew a mustache on my last live. If you check it out, yeah, I I shaved myself and got a mustache going on, and yeah, mustaches are a little creepy. We have a lot of ideas. I might even just be the blue spirit from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'll just get some broadswords and dress up in the black attire and stuff, and wear the mask up there. Oh, 1 second. That mask up there. Oh. Come on, light. 1 second. It won't let me turn on my flashlight, but there's the blue spirit mask up there underneath that creepy cross. I'm a nerd. I like my cartoons and animes and stuff. But yeah, yep, pretty confident where I'm working, getting the store up and running and everything. And we had all kinds of corporate people come in, making sure our crew knew proper processes and everything. So since it's a new store, we can make sure that the team's all on one page, no drama, all that other stuff, and that's going to go well. And within the next couple of years, we can start that. You know, I'm training to be a Surf Safe Proctor, which is going to allow me to train people to be Surf Safe managers, and that will allow me to travel all over the continental United States and see beautiful sights and everything. Oh, the mask behind me, yeah, the crow mask. I got the Wakanda spear all up in his head, holding him up there. Yeah, that's kind of cool, right? Yeah, the mask is pretty cool. I got a lot of masks. Yeah. Every day is Halloween to me. I'm a child at heart. I'm 33, but you're only as old as you feel. You know, and yeah, so I like to have fun. I had new teeth put in, these ones because they were rotting at the gum line, and this one I got the permanent coming in, and they're going to put it in. So finally get my teeth. I mean, they're already, you know, a little off center and everything, but it'd be nice to have that one not look like it's, you know, all messed up. I hate dentists. I hate when people put what it is slow and agonizing. They do all the slow treatments and or like cleanings and all that, and then they go in there and try to numb you up. And when your gums aren't numb enough, they just keep pulling and yanking and drilling and all that. Uh, I'm not a fan of the dentist whatsoever. And they want to give me braces, and I'm 33. I'm like, nah. I've had these weird Nosferatu vampire teeth my entire like life, so I I'm used to it. I don't mind if they're a little crooked, as long as they're all there. My favorite scary movie, I wouldn't call it a scary movie, but I grew up watching Silence of the Lambs with Anthony Hopkins. I love that movie. Also, I like Exorcist movies. I like thrillers. I like psychological thriller, like horror movies, stuff like that. But also, you gotta love all the classics as well. I don't really have a favorite. I'm just horror movie kind of guy, you know. Well, guys, it will be soon that I have to head off here because I do have to do movies. It's 26 minutes in, or hour 26 minutes in. I'm gonna cut it at like hour and 30 minutes. So for about 4 more minutes, I'm gonna head off of here. But it's been nice talking to everybody, and I'm gonna try to go live more often. I've been doing that a little bit more often. I'm up to 2,900 and X subscribers. I'm almost at 3,000, guys. It's so close. Like I'm really happy. I'm really blessed to have such an awesome, following and community. So it's really it's really a blessing. Oh yeah, there's some movies that like they have like a certain level of layer and suspense to them. You know what I mean? Oh, yep. And I'm glad Bumbleclaw Goggins finally came on here. I will charge your tablet. Now go to bed. My daughter wants me to charge her tablet. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to see that we're all good. I mean, we're all trying to do the best with what we have. Nobody's life is perfect, and everybody goes through, trauma, loss, and, you know, worry, especially in the state of the world that we're in right now. But the best thing we can do is stick together, talk to each other, help each other through our, burdens, our issues, and everything. And I absolutely love the community I have on here, and I wouldn't be the person I am on YouTube today if it wasn't for you guys. And I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. My favorite video game? Well, I played a lot of GTA 5 and stuff like that, but I used to play like before that I just played like PS3 games, so I would play Left 4 Dead 2, BioShock, Oblivion, stuff like that. I was a PS3 guy. I did Xbox too, but not as much. Oh, thank you, Gargans. Yeah, I'm glad I finally got on here with you, man. Like that was it's kind of, you know, we all have different times and schedules and stuff, and I haven't been going live as much, but I'm going to try to make that more of a habit because, my community matters. We're all here. We're all in this together. It makes it easier to get through our life issues as long as we have our community and people that we love to talk to and keep things, rolling. Positivity does go a long way, especially when somebody else is going through a hard time. Sometimes the best thing you can do as a friend, as a comrade, anything is just to be there for them, you know, just to be there. Not always to preach, not always all that, but just to let people know they're not alone. It's really, really important. All right, y'all. It's getting to be about that time. I love you all very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys for stopping in. and I will be dropping more videos and stuff. Check out. I did do a new short. A couple of the other ones were a bit, grumpy, I guess, like philosophically. But I'm gonna be putting out way more about like the wood splitting, me carrying all the logs and everything. I've been doing a lot of heavy lifting and stuff. I can't post about my job, obviously, but we'll do what we can. But y'all just do the best with what you got and fight the good fight with all thy might. We got this, and we're in this together. And if we have any problems, let's communicate it to each other, because leaving that stuff sit inside, it only makes it worse. But enough preaching, enough of all that. I got to get myself to work. Love you all. You have a wonderful evening, and I will try to go live tomorrow. All right. Y'all be good. Peace.